Hello there! This is an astrological forecast for Scorpio for the month of April 2010. And this also applies if you have a Scorpio ascendant. So you Scorpios, a lot of focus this month on your finances, your work and your relationships. Now Mars, your ruling planet, is in your 10th house, and finally it's gone direct. So many of you have had a lot of frustrations with your energy. You've really been frustrated, feeling as though you've been blocked and stopped at every possible port of call. You've had a lot of obstacles to deal with and you've had to really dig in hard to get through this. Finally, Mars is going direct. So for many of you, this is a really good time now to be very proactive with your career, with what you're doing out in the world, with what it is you want to do, with really speaking out your mind. Try not to get into arguments because Mars can sometimes be argumentative. Don't get into conflicts if you can help it. But it's really a good time for being very proactive and putting a lot of energy out there into getting yourself known and heard and seen, Scorpios. Don't sit in the sidelines. This is not a month for sitting in the sidelines. Now we've got Pluto going retrograde from the 5th of the month. And Pluto's in your third house. When Pluto goes retrograde, you need to look at areas in which you are relinquishing control and power in your life. And boy, Scorpios, you don't like being out of control. Now here we're looking at the thinking processes. You may find that you've got some obsessive thinking. You're thinking about this and some of these thoughts can be destructive. When Pluto goes retrograde, it's important to look at these thinking patterns and to see what your thoughts are. Maybe you're thinking about somebody or something that's very negative and you're just exacerbating all that all the time and you're repeating it and repeating it. Maybe you need some counselling, maybe you need some help to get through this, but this is a time for some inner soul work when this Pluto goes retrograde into your third house. So that's quite an important move that's happening this month. And you like the inner work, Scorpios. The inner work actually suits you very well. Now, we've got the Sun in your 6th house until the 20th of the month. So shining a light on your work. Really shining a light on what it is you want to do in your work area. It should be a good time for getting on with people in the workplace and for actually forging ahead with what it is you want to do, with the service that you want to give. Because it's particularly about giving service, feeling as though you're giving service and something of value. Now, Saturn going retrograde as well, and Saturn's going into Virgo, and Virgo rules the 6th house. So again, it goes retrograde on the 7th of the month until July time. And so this is in your 11th house. This is about your dreams, your wishes. It's time to make sure you've got some serious goals ahead of you. You've really put some structure, some bones on the dreams and wishes that you have, and that you've really seriously thought about them. Saturn's only going retrograde for those 3 months, so it's checking in with you, that you're clear about what it is you're wanting, what your hopes and dreams are, but you've put some structure in place to achieve those dreams. It can also mean some endings to some friendships. Maybe you've got some people around you who are draining your energy and you really just need to not have them around you anymore. They're pulling you down. That energy, that vibration of pulling you down, you need to get rid of that type of energy around you and look to find new friends and new horizons where you're being more uplifted, where you feel as though you're being encouraged and appreciated for what you do. And I'm sure you have friends who do that, but there may be one or two who are lurking who are not actually for you enough, and you need to look at those. You also need to look at your commitments. Saturn retrograde, you need to look at whether you've taken too much on, whether you're feeling restricted and confined because you've just taken on too many responsibilities and you're feeling burdened. When Saturn's retrograde, it's time to set the boundaries and to say no more, to reassess those commitments you've taken on and maybe to get rid of some, and certainly not take on any new ones, but to perfect the ones that you've already taken on and to do your best with them, and so that you don't feel too overwhelmed. After about the 20th of the month, we've got a lot of planets in your 7th house of relationship, and this is a time to shine a light on your relationships. For those of you looking for a relationship, great time to start a new one and to be proactive. For those of you already in a relationship, great time to do something nice with your partner, your mate. Do something together that you really enjoy. After about the 25th of the month, Venus goes into your 8th house. This could be something nice connected with an inheritance, somebody giving you money, somebody just being nice to you and helping you financially, even just in a small way. So there you have it, Scorpios. It's a very mixed month of some inner work and some outer work. And I think for the most part, it's about gaining your power and control and feeling as though you haven't got taken on too much. Mercury is also retrograde, which I'm sorry I haven't quite spoken about. Mercury retrograde means you've got to get anything that's legal, any documentation, any projects, any interviews done before that date. After that date, you can do your research, you can complete projects, and you can clear your clutter and get your closets and your desk clear again. So I wish you a wonderful month. I thank you very much for listening. You might like to look at my website for a more personalised forecast, a mini reading if you've just got one or two important questions, or maybe an in-depth or relationship reading to look at the transits exactly as they're happening to you personally. Thanks so much for listening. Bye for now.